that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. But it comes to the end of life. Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Running fast for the edge of life, Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Running fast for the edge of life, Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Running fast for the edge of life, Jesus saved me a time. Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Running fast for the edge of life, Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Running fast for the edge of life, Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. Happiness comes, that has come to me. Running fast for the edge of life, Jesus saved me a time. Running fast for the edge of life, Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom, that has come to me. It is here in the Father's kingdom. It was there for me. You took me in, and you washed away my sins. You washed away my sins.
You ready? You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. That was so fancy. I'm obsessed.
I try every now and then. Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, days, and gays. This is the Real Pineapple. This is your humble, very tired host Hunter here. Happy what's today? Thursday. Yeah, that's the one. Happy Thursday to y'all. I am so excited to have a returning guest, which I don't get to say often. I'm gonna brag on the guest for a moment here. You know her from her film Trust, which it is on Amazon Prime. You have no goddamn excuse to not watch it. Go watch her fucking movie. It's fucking wonderful. She is one of my favorite social media follows in general across. Follow her on Threads. We will talk about her. We will talk about her on Threads, but she is beauty, she is grace, she is Jennifer Levinson. Jennifer, hi, how are you?
Hi, that was such a great intro. I'm so happy to be back on the pod. Thanks for having me and being legit the most supportive hype person ever. It's so rare to meet someone and have them believe in you so much and support the indie journey. So I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, always. Good morning, and hey, Steven, good morning to you as well.
What's up?
Happy Tuesday to Thursday. God damn it! It's like my days are running together at this
I
point
feel
because I
that.
just feel like time is just okay. So I'm very happy you have coffee because I literally just had to go and make myself
It's necessary.
some coffee. So like our first interview, so real quick, just to kind of give a little backstory to those of you who didn't watch the first interview, which if you haven't, you should. It's quite a fun interview. Way longer than I think either of us thought it would be. It ended up being like an hour plus because it was you and
Almog.
Almog, yeah, and who also directed one of the things that we're going to talk about today, which I'm really shout out to him, by the way. He's keep an eye on him. He's fucking special, and you're gonna see him doing big things in the next couple years. And yeah, like huge shout out to him. But when you first came on, you were talking about trust,
Yes.
the concept and the movie. But you, but one of the things that I really this group chat I run, I've probably had 4 or 5 people in the chat watch Trust because I've been just telling people, I'm like, you need to watch this movie. And they all dug it, by the way. They've all like letterboxed it, and they were like fans of it. So yeah, so it's not just me, like other people that I know have watched it and have been fans. That was such a big deal for you because that's a movie that people can literally stream right now. It's on Amazon. Like the process of writing that, and I know we talked about it, you know, quite a bit last time, but where you are now as far as an artist, what's like the biggest change between the Jennifer who wrote Trust and the Jennifer that I'm talking to now?
You know, that's a great question. I think that I've had to reconcile the place I thought I'd be in my career right now with the actuality of things, and be open to having success redefined. And some of that has been in terms of finishing Trust. I think I had this vision that it would really open a ton of doors, lead to other opportunities, that I wouldn't have to hustle as hard. If anything, I've learned that it never stops. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I think that I'm still learning this, but I would say the biggest difference since then and now is trying to find time to rest and not feel like it's a failure. That like it's okay, like you need to be able to take a day off and not do anything to function at your highest capacity when you are working. Because I think during that time of making Trust and after, I was like, if I am not busting my ass 24/7, I have no purpose. And now I really have to kind of fight that feeling that, like, you know, that's part of being a creative or being successful, is finding time to just be.
So it's funny you bring that up. That is like my biggest struggle because like I'm hitting screener season right now and I'm doing Halloween reviews, and I only a couple months into this, like my 9 to 5, and I'm just like, oh god, I need to balance everything. And like
oh, if I'm not doing podcasting every day, then like I suck. And
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'll tell you, like I'm in year, oh God, this is year 11 that I've been doing this. And like, I never thought I'd get past a year, let alone, double digits. So I'm already kind of like, I'm playing with house money. But to your point, I thought I'd be at a higher space in the podcast space. But also I've only been doing this solo for like the last 3 years, like really since lockdown. So I'm like, well, okay, I got to give myself a little grace. But
and the fact that you still have done it for that long, that like the commitment is a huge feat.
Well, like I don't know, but I mean, we can talk about, fuck it, let's get into this. So one of the things I do on the podcast, we do this thing called Soapbox Corner. So basically it's a safe space for you to bitch or rant and so like myself, I'll get it going here. I love people, but man, people have been testing me this year in a way that I just like. I think that's why one of the reasons why I love following you so much on Threads, because like I see something that like usually a man will I mean, just keep it real. Like I will usually I will see a man's like okay, so this year has been like my, oh my God, women bitch about men so much. And then 5 seconds later being like, oh, but sometimes I totally understand why. And like, I go through Threads and I see like, I can't remember what the post was. I think it was some guy who had posted like, your body, my choice, which guys, I cannot express enough how gross that is. Like there's not enough time to even just so fucking bad. And you responded with this retort that I actually laughed out loud at. I was like, God damn, Jennifer is savage. Like, so before we get into everything else, can we talk about like, okay, this is such a weird question, but where did you learn to talk shit? Are you just naturally that like because
that is so funny.
No, because you're like scathing on social. But it's like impressive. Like, and I'm not usually impressed by people's shit talk, but I'm just like, wow, like every time it's a bar. So sorry, please.
Thanks. No, I'll take it. That's hilarious. I think growing up and as a woman in the world, you're taught to like be demure, keep your mouth shut. And that's gotten me nowhere in life. And it's so funny, me like 7 years ago would never, but I think I've just, and I struggle back and forth with this. I've gotten to a point where on some days I'm like, I don't care what anyone thinks of me. Other days I'm like, oops, I should have kept my mouth shut. But whenever I talk to my dad, I realize I think some of it came from him. My mom is like the queen of people pleasing to a level that I didn't even know was possible. And I'm like, that is like where I've started. And my dad might be where I'm going, where he just says whatever's on his mind. Sometimes it's offensive. And like, I'm not actively trying to be offensive, but I think that maybe sarcasm and zingers are a way for me to like cope with the reality of how the horrible things are right now. And I find that I just handle anything difficult with that kind of mentality. It's actually like something I'm working on, is trying to be less like that in my real life. But I find on Threads it's pretty fun to just let it all out and just go for it. Obviously, I feel like my online persona is like hates men, which is pretty funny. I like joke, I hate men, but then some of my best friends and collaborators are men, who I think would also look at some of the men who've made me embody that phrase and go, yeah, I agree with you. So love my men who respect women.
I think what's frustrating, and I so like I'll take one of your TikToks for example. It's like you'll make a legitimately valid point. Like I think one of them you were just talking about like how you got trust like financed, and I don't think one of my rants recently, and I'll call it the company because I don't fucking care. Netflix. I was talking to my friend earlier about how Zack Snyder, who has been someone I have said a lot of shit about because I've just never liked him as a director. But I was making the point that if a female made the equivalent of Sucker Punch, that their career would pretty much be DOA. Like you would just not have a career. But someone like that can get $200 million to fuck up a Batman Superman movie and keep getting chances. But if you're a minority or a woman, you are on like the shortest fucking leash humanly possible. And watching your TikTok about how you got trust funded, I don't think people understand what a afternoon tune. What up, Josh? Hunter trying to get this woman cancel already.
I would do that to myself, so he doesn't have to work too hard.
Suck it, Josh. But I remember just going, I don't think people understand how hard it is, like what a triumph is just to get it funded, let alone to actually shoot it and like keep going and not have something get in the way that like fucks up the shoot and everything. Like, can you kind of talk about like the actual process of funding trust? Because I would like people to kind of get more information on that.
Yeah, it's a bold move. COVID hit and I'd made a bunch of short films. I always knew I wanted to make a feature. And when everyone else was in lockdown, I was thinking like, I don't know what's happening in the world. I need to do this now. And what I learned the hard way of meeting with every person under the sun is that unless you've already made a feature, no one wants to invest in you. And even if you have made a first time feature and it's great, people still don't want to invest in you. And that was kind of a wake up call for me. So I started trying to go the normal film financing route. That wasn't working. And then I realized that there are a lot of people in my network that I don't necessarily know well, who've always been like, I'm intrigued by film. I want to be in film, who have money. And so I was like, I can get them to invest, give them some involvement in the film, like a producerial credit. And that's sort of the route I went, is basically harassing every single person, like my parents' friends who I met one time, or some older person at a bar who I talked to 3 times. Like, if you are in my eye line, you got to pitch about trust. I was really shameless. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I think people could sense my passion. And I was also really lucky that the short went to Tribeca. So people who like aren't as knowledgeable about film, I feel like they know the Tribeca, Sundance, they know that. So being able to be like, the short already had some clout at Tribeca was a pull to investors. And I got to a certain level of funding. Then I got impatient and took out a line of credit to take me over the finish line.
Can I ask how much the line of credit was?
It was hefty. It was pretty hefty.
Ooh.
I think like $75K.
Oh, goddamn. Okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty hefty.
I thought I would never pay it down, and thank goodness it's almost down. So
okay, hell yeah, congrats.
Thank you. Not because of earning the money back, but because of working my ass off. But it's funny, I know I connected you with Heston. He has the craziest story for funding his feature that involves a car accident.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Who I'm actually talking to at noon.
Oh, are you really?
I'm literally interviewing you, grabbing lunch, and then hopping back on the interview him. So yeah, I'm busy today. Yes. So it was funny. I was trying to find the link to your short Taboo, which I wanted to review this in October because given what it's about and given the fact that it's horror, I wanted to save it till October. I realized how much we talked because I was scrolling through, I'm like, where the fuck is that link? And I could not fucking find it. So I was very happy when you resent it. I was like, thank you. So to get into the short, so it's like 7 minutes, hair under. You were a producer on it. So let me take the jobs bit by bit here. So why was it so important for you to be a producer on this?
So Meg, who's the writer, she had seen a different short Almog and I did and was like, hey, would you guys be down to produce my short? And, it's a lower budget thing. And I think after Trust, I've tried to be a little bit more selective as to what I'm willing to do for a favor rate or vice versa. But I read the script and it deals with different sexual traumas, and I just thought the writing was so brilliant. I see a lot of shorts, and I've written some of these shorts where you try to say too much in a short amount of time. You're trying to do an entire feature in a short, and I just thought it was really contained and said a lot with so few words. And I was like, I would love to be involved in this. But my one caveat was I have to act in it.
Okay.
Yeah. So Almog and she approached me and Almog, and my thing was I have to act it. His was I have to direct. And then we both have attachments to any feature version in a producerial capacity.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. So it's a standalone piece that also represents this larger feature she wrote.
Now, would you want to be in the feature in that same role, or would you be down to be in a different role if it does?
I would
become a
love
feature?
to. So the feature is kind of more of an expansion. The roles are a little different. I would love to act in the feature. So there is something in my contract that basically says like I have consideration, but I'm also, and same with Almog, he's considered for a directorial role. We're guaranteed some sort of producerial involvement, but
Okay.
I think we're both aware that like certain attachments could potentially hinder it from getting financing. So trying to be realistic, like, there are a lot more roles in the feature. So if I was able to act in one of them, I would take it.
But to be fair, and I've when I reviewed Trust, because I always try to do reviews before I interview the person, because because in the case of someone like you, it's like, oh god, if I like the person so much after the interview, I don't want to skew my to potentially skew my review. But when I was watching Trust, I remember just being so happy with the range of emotions you're able to show and how justified I felt in your anger with what you're going through. And I was like, oh man, she's going through it. And it's very funny to me that every project you're in that I've seen you in, I'm having that thought where I'm like, wow, she's going through it in this. Because when I started watching it, like when I put on Taboo, I was like, okay, all right, rainy, dark, all right, where are we going? And then the moment you said, oh, like I was at this party, I was like, oh fuck. And I just immediately knew. I was like, oh god damn it, Jennifer. Like, no, come on. Like can you do you want to be in something happy like before?
You sound like my family. It's so funny. My family is like, can you write a comedy? Come on. And it's funny because like I think in real life, like when I feel comfortable around a person, which I'm sure you see, I can just wit all day.
Absolutely.
And like I love comedy. I think it's so fun, but I gravitate towards these heavy, gritty roles. This year, a friend wrote a short for me, and he was like, "What's your dream role?" And I was like, "I want to be cunty. I want to be funny." So
okay.
I feel like this is whenever that comes out, I'm finally in a comedy playing like a fun, bitchy type role. But I don't know why, something about these gritty roles really draws me in. But yeah, it'd be nice to do other things too. So I'm trying to even just write myself some stuff that I can shoot that expands beyond the like brooding drama, traumatized girl.
So in the short, you've gone through an essay event, and I think what I found so interesting is how you're talking to your friend, and the fact that even though you were the one who just went through this incredibly traumatic thing, you make a point to tell your friend like you're sure you know that you can talk to me about anything. And I found that moment so powerful because unfortunately, I think sometimes people need to hear that, like to actually hear that you can talk to me about anything, because and I've talked about myself. I mean, hell, I'll use myself as an example. I've talked about how on my socials, not too much. I've been trying not to be too doom and gloom, but at the same time, I've talked about how this year was really rough. I wasn't working for 18 months, but there is definitely a stigma around not just men, but Black men in terms of mental health. And I was like, oh, I don't want to come across like I'm, like I'm bitching or I'm whining. But I'll be the first to admit, I was like, yeah, this year has really fucking sucked. It's been a really rough year. And that's not even including all the political shit, which I like. Y'all, look, and I've talked about this on the podcast. I cannot express enough just how insane I think things are right now, and how like people are being taken off the street Like if that's not, and you know, I'm from California. I have so much love for for LA, and I have lots of friends in LA. And just talking to them, they've been like, "Yeah, shit is pretty wild right now down here." You know, and that's was before the wildfires. And just like, God damn, like there's so much going on, and I don't think people understand the gravity of that with just trying to exist while being a creative. Because I think this year has been the hard, like since lockdown, it's been the hardest year to be creative. Like it's hard to create when things just feel so heavy and daunting. Given
Yeah.
given the subject matter that you at times play with, have you found that weirdly like motivating? Have you found it draining? Like how are you kind of managing that?
You know, I think writing during all of this sometimes feels selfish. Like sometimes when I'm trying to be creative, I'm like, why, how can I even, given what's happening in the world? Um, and then also there are times I feel helpless. It's like I don't have the energy to want to write. I want to do something, but I don't know what I can do to be helpful. Um, but I think when the right project comes along and it says something, it has a message, I feel motivated. So like Taboo, I think really spoke to me, and I I think it helped me kind of disconnect from everything else and focus in on like the messaging of the short.
What are you doing? So like you've been shooting. You've been doing several things, which I'm so excited to talk to you about the other stuff that you have coming out because again, I'm a fan. Um, but what are you doing to disconnect that's not writing? Like
You know,
what are you doing?
I that's a great question because I have struggled with figuring that out. So I feel like I'm still on that learning journey. I bought a bunch of canvases and paints because I think I'm so focused on me. Disconnecting means doing something to better myself for my career. And
Okay.
I think I often tie my self-worth to my career. So I'm trying to now do creative things that maybe fill some sort of like itch that I'm bad at. So like I'm a horrible
Okay.
painter, got a bunch of canvases, and I'm like, let me just paint. Or I adopted this rescue dog who looked like a psychopath on the
Yeah,
street.
I've been like anytime you post a picture of your pets, I'm liking that shit. I'm just like, oh my
Yeah.
God, they're so cute. Like I
Yeah.
you've become kind of an obsessed pet mom, and I love that for you.
I am literally insane. But this dog literally had the longest hair, was so disheveled. So that's been a nice way to disconnect, is pour all this love into this little psychopath. Um, Stuff like that, but still trying to figure it out.
Fair. Like I mean, so like myself, I've been on a like unintentional weight loss journey. So like
Mm.
I got really I was in a space after lockdown where I was smoking a lot of weed. Even for me, I was smoking a lot of weed, and I was just watching Planet Earth and drinking and being depressed and being sad. And I just didn't really know how to get the weight off. And so when I got this new job, I was like, I'm gonna start walking to work. And so
Mm.
I've been walking like there and back. So I've been walking like 7 miles a day. And
Wow,
I've been walking about 28 miles a week.
that's fantastic.
Um, and I've been doing that for about 2 months, and now I'm realizing like I'm one of those people. I hate looking at scales because that brings up trauma, but that's a whole other could be a whole other podcast. But I'm noticing that everything just fits. Like I couldn't wear this shirt. I got this shirt when we adopted one of our cats, Samuel L. Katzen.
Cute.
Uh, I got this when we got him, and I couldn't fit the shirt. Like it was just very tight on me. Now I was like, what do I want to wear for this? And I was just like, let's try on this shirt. And it was like, oh wow, this fits. It's not restrictive. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm losing weight. And it like I won't lie, I had a good little cry in the closet about
Aw.
15 minutes ago because like, oh wow, this actually like feels nice and I don't feel like restrict. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot more getting back to loving walking, and
Heck yeah.
I've been listening to it's gonna sound so egotistical, but I don't know if it's because I do a podcast, but I don't listen to podcasts often. Like it's just kind of a weird, like I kind of have to be in a headspace to listen to someone else do it. And so I've been getting slowly more into podcasts. Like so I mean I listen to Afternoon Tune. You're welcome for the shout out, Josh, you dick. So like I listen to that podcast. I listen to like the Lonely Island Steph Meyers podcast because I'm just a huge Lonely Island nerd. I love those guys. Been listening to Amy Poehler's new podcast. So like she's amazing. So like catching them here and there, but like I've been listening to a lot of just like like I don't know if you do this. Do you go in music phases where you're like,
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's like, who are you listening? So actually, I'm gonna have to bug you this weekend because, oh my gosh, new album from Impala. I'm
Tame
like,
Impala.
yeah. He has a new album out
I'm so excited.
tonight. Yeah, so I will be bugging you this weekend about that.
Yes.
But so I've been listening to him a lot. I've been getting back into the Ramones because I just randomly was I like, I haven't listened to them in a minute. So I've been listening to them. It's gonna be the whitest thing I'll probably ever say on here. I've been listening to a lot of Sting because I just love Sting.
That's so funny. Come here,
But, so I've been just listening to like a lot of this random music. But yeah, musically, what are you listening to right now?
I'm all over the place. Doja's new album is so good. She has a song called Amen. And there's a line that just cracks me up. She says, "You ugly and fine as shit." And I'm like, that hits.
Fair.
Yeah. Somber, who's like this 20-year-old stick figure guy. He has some bangers. Who else? I'm all over the place. Tame Impala, I love. I've been listening to Kate Empire of the Sun, Olivia.
Okay,
Dean.
nice. Okay, I've actually listened to them. What is Josh is asking, God, you would do this. Does she like Taylor Swift? Her name's Jennifer, man. Like it's underneath her goddamn. It's just like
I don't have any ill will towards her. I used to be like anti-Taylor, but now I'm like, I see she's put the work in and she's talented, but her music isn't my thing.
Fair. I am not a fan, but I will be the first to admit the fact that she had to buy her music back, I think is the biggest crock of shit. And I like that. Like that's what, like when I read that, I was like, that's madness. Like every artist should own their shit. And that's a very hard line for me. And I don't think people talk about that nearly enough. Yeah, absolute crock. Okay. So we talked about so actually to put a bow on Taboo, one thing that I love about you when you're acting, you have a great scream. Like when you're terrified, like that shit feels like it's coming like from your soul. And there's a point where we see this creature who was creepy as like who did the design on that? Because that was creepy as like, because I'm sitting there watching it, I'm like, okay, flickering lights, that's always a bad sign,
right? And
then you play off so well, you're like, wait, what the fuck did I just see? And I'm like, okay, I think I saw something. I actually I'll have to tell the story of me just finishing this joint in a second, but like I started smoking when I watched Triassic World, which we will talk about.
Hilarious.
So I smoked half of it last night, and then I smoked the other half watching Taboo. And there are two moments in both films that legitimately got me. But when you see the creature, your scream, you're like, I was like, holy shit! Like, A, bravo on that.
Thanks.
B, you're great at just like selling it with your facial expressions, like you're like, and now something I noticed about you in Trust, like especially when you're throwing shade or you're being very contemplative, you just have this way with your eyes that like you can feel what you're feeling without saying anything. And for a short, that's an incredibly important skill. What was the biggest challenge acting wise for you with this short?
I think the biggest challenge was that I was producing also, and we had a small crew, and I think I can relate,
Oh
unfortunately.
Lord, thanks for hopping in.
Well,
I saw outside of Horror Fest and Jin's performance was next level. I could not fucking agree more.
I'm really passionate about like the subject matter in the short, and I think myself and a lot of viewers unfortunately can relate to the experience of the character in the film. So it kind of felt like a really personal story to me. And so I think the biggest challenge was finding ways to like play a role while bringing some of my own experience into it, and then the moment we yell cut, being able to immediately disconnect and keep the progress of our short moving. So like it was boiling. Almog would yell cut, and I'd have to immediately snap out of it and be like, okay, we need to turn the air on. We have this amount of time to get the next shot. How much time do we need for this setup? Do I need touch-ups? Like I'm having to balance multiple hats. So that was the biggest challenge.
What was the shooting schedule like for this?
It was like a day and a half. We
Goddamn,
were
okay.
overly ambitious and thought we could get it done in a day, and we had to add a half day.
A day and a half is still really good though, for sure. Like
Yeah.
In terms of did you shoot in LA?
We did. So we shot in the writer's sister's house.
Okay, and then the writer, that was Megan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to her. She did an incredible job writing this. To put a bow on this, because I actually watched this a couple times, and I know when people do see it, it's gonna hit with people like in the same way that I think Trust leans into the fact that, family dynamics are not just incredibly messy, but at the same time, your family isn't defined by, your bloodline. When people do see this, it's going to warrant conversation. It's going to have discussion. What would be a takeaway you would want? I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. What's a takeaway you would want men to have watching this? What's a takeaway you would want women to have watching this?
Oh, great one. I would say I think there are systems of silence in place that prevent victims of sexual trauma from speaking up. And I would hope that a man who's watching this could, and obviously men experience sexual trauma as well, but I would hope that they could watch this and maybe find some way to apply some sort of like communication in their own lives. I'm wording this very strangely, but essentially, like,
No, you're good.
I think when people go through a sexual trauma, oftentimes there's this impetus that like they need to prove it to people, and I think a lot of that comes from the ways in which people react to that person, and oftentimes people don't even know what to say to that person, and sometimes people don't have the capacity to even hold space for it because they're dealing with their own shit. But I think that my hope would be like in the short, when she's like, you can talk to me about anything, right? I would hope that I guess this goes for men and women, that they could understand that even just listening to someone and being like, I hear you, I don't even have the words for it, I'm so sorry you went through that, is enough. That like trying to question the experience or be like, well, where were you, or what happened, or like, are you sure that's what happened? I think that sometimes less is more, and just simply holding space for someone and being like, I don't even have the words, but I am so sorry you went through that, is validating enough for someone going through something like that. And then I would hope on the flip side that like women or anyone who's experiencing a trauma watches it, and maybe you have one girl who wants to talk about hers and one girl who doesn't, and maybe understand. I would hope that someone would watch it and go like, there is no right or wrong way to handle this, that like it really is a personal experience, and like you've kind of already lost when you're in that position to begin with. So like have some grace for yourself, and like you don't need to talk about it right away, and if you do want to, like hopefully you have a safe person to go to, but you don't owe anyone an explanation unless you want to.
Beautifully said. And I think the thing that you said that I think you just nailed is, I think holding, especially now, and I will, I was going to make this into a post, but fuck, I can say it right here. I'm really challenging creatives in the space we're in now. Like, I'm not saying you need to be like the Daily Show or anything like that. To be honest, I kind of hate how much I have to rant about politics on the podcast, because I just see shit. I'm just like, this is fucking dumb. And if I don't say anything about it, I feel complicit and just like, yeah, and I'll admit, and to be a little vulnerable here, that's a constantly moving target that I'm not sure how to hit at this point, because sometimes I feel like I'm just bitching so much about the state of the world that I'm like, this is a movie podcast. Like, it's not like, I know it's not C-SPAN, but at the same time, if I'm not speaking on certain things, I feel like a fraud. And so it's like, am I gaslighting myself? Am I right? Like, it's a very broad topic, and I don't really have an answer. And that kind of bothers me, that I have to go back and forth on it so much. But the term having space for people, I think that is like the most important thing, because to your point, I've had friends talk to me about those experiences, unfortunately, and to your point, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what to say, so I just listen. And I think, not just when it comes to that or politics or what have you, I think just listening, I think means so much to people, and just being heard and having their feelings validated. I think that means so much, and that's going to allow that person to trust you more. So I think you hit the nail on the head in terms of just allowing space for people to share their truth, and to not judge people when they feel comfortable enough to come to you and share that truth. So yeah, beautifully said. With that said, I did tell you that we were going to review something, and you and you said you'd be down. So, quick backstory on this. You shared your Letterboxd review for a movie you did in 2018, which is streaming on Tubi, called Triassic World. I am so happy you put this on my radar, because I did not know you did this. And as soon I watched the trailer, and I was like, yes. I was like, yes. I'm like, this is fuck yes. This is like, because I remember when like Sharknado came out, and I was like, I don't get this. Why do people like this? And the moment I saw this trailer, I was like, yes, this is what I want. I want shit like this.
That's so funny.
And so it's directed by Dylan Vox. So okay, I'm gonna ask a lot of questions about this.
Yes.
So how does this get on your radar? How does the script get to you?
Yeah, so I had an audition, and it's so funny because the movie is poopity poop shit. But
we will talk about that.
yeah, but I got an audition from my agent, and at the time I was in a pretty unhealthy relationship that was branded online, and I was convinced that I needed this person to succeed. And then this audition came along, and I was like, this looks like the dumbest shit, but my agent sent it to me. I'm an audition. And then I got a call back, and I was like, well, I would get a call back because I didn't care, and I probably like just went in there and nailed it, so whatever. And then I got an email from my agent being like, you are pinned. And I was like, this is hilarious. And I was like, one of the, like, in the top 3, keep her available for those dates. And I called my childhood best friend, Emily, and I was like, I can't do this movie. It's so stupid. I'm already fighting this like online persona I have of being in this perfect relationship. And now I'm going to be in this stupid movie. No one's going to take me seriously. And she was like, but imagine us getting high and watching it. And I was like,
oh, see, your friend, they get it.
She got it. So I ended up accepting the role, and I'm honestly so glad I did, because like booking this movie without my ex's involvement was like the beginning of me leaving that really unhealthy relationship, and kind of the start of me stepping into my own as a filmmaker. Like, this piece of shit movie really changed my life.
Okay, so oh my god, I'm so excited to talk about this. So okay, So I'm gonna ask you. So what we okay? How would you pitch this movie to someone as far as a synopsis? Like, what would you say this movie is about?
I would say it's for people who are looking for Jurassic Park and accidentally press the wrong thing, who are now going to get stuck watching this ensemble of freaking idiots try to stop dinosaurs from destroying this like scientific facility.
Okay, that's actually great. So I say this with no hyperbole, and I'm not just saying this because we're friends. I watched this and I was laughing because I was like, "Oh my god, this is better than any of the Chris Pratt Jurassic Parks." And I would and I would straight up challenge anyone on that because
That's hilarious.
I watched Fallen Kingdom where they had the clone dinosaur girl. Spoiler for those of you who care, which you fucking shouldn't, by the way. And as I was watching this, I'm like, yeah, not even close to as dumb as any of the Chris Pratt Jurassic Parks.
That's so funny.
I haven't letterboxed it yet, but it is like I gave both the last two, I think, half a star or a star.
Wow.
This will be higher than that, and I am not even joking. I started watching it last night or rewatched it because I got halfway through. I'm like a couple weeks ago when I told you I was watching it. I'm pretty sure the cat jumped in my lap and I fell asleep. So I was like, all right, I need to start this over. So I started it over, and your introduction. The first thing my partner pointed out, she was like, "Oh my god, her nose ring. What is going on?"
I know, it was so bad. I'm like, why are you giving me this?
And I'm not gonna lie, that kind of threw me. I was like, okay, I was not expecting nose ring, Jennifer. That's kind of that might like I think you need to have a nose ring in every movie moving forward just to keep the bit going. But when you read the script, like oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna get to my beef I have with you. Actually, fuck, I'll get to that right now. So when I was messaging you the first time I was watching it, I was like, oh shit, there you are. It's like, I really hope you don't die in this. And I don't know if you Jedi mind tricked me or what you did, but it really just confirmed how great of an actress you are because you completely got me off the scent. Because as I'm watching the end, you get fucking killed in a really brutal way. And I paused the movie. I was like, wow, fuck off, Jen. And my partner started laughing at me. She was like, what? I'm like, she told me she didn't die, or she got me off the scent of her not dying. And I was like, I don't know how the fuck she did it. But like, I thought you were gonna make it to the end. And you didn't. And you were so fucking close. I was like, oh god damn it. Like, so did you read this? Like, were you told pretty early on like that you were a goner, or like
yeah. It was such a quick I mean, like I booked the thing, got the script, and I think I was like on set the next week.
Oh damn.
Crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean it's by the same people who did Sharknado.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What? Oh, son of a bitch.
So funny.
Of course. But your death, like, you're my second favorite death in the movie because so to go through the people here, you're oh god. So you actually have really great chemistry with Shelley Sterling, who plays Diana, who's like the main head of this research. I thought y'all had really great chemistry. Was that are you guys like friends, or were you friendly?
You know, I haven't seen her since then, and I met her on set, but like honestly, the actors on this, everyone involved was so professional. I mean, it was the best on-set experience I've ever had. It was such a smooth
okay.
I think we were all like, we're making a piece of shit, but we're gonna have fun doing it. Like, I mean, one of the guys, Tom Varga, who's in it, we became super close. We write together now. Paulina, who's in it, I think booked a TV show after. So like all of these people involved were super talented, and we just happened to be bringing to life this really ridiculous script.
So okay, I have to ask, what was like your thought? What was the process like for playing Bridget? Was there a directive in like how to play Bridget? Because like you come across like how do I even put this? It's like you seem almost like preppy to start off, but then there's this point where, and I think this is one of the reasons why I like the way you played this. There's a point where you're just so numb to all the insanity that's happening around you, and you just seem like sad, but in like the best way, because you're just like, oh my god, there are these fucking dinosaurs that could rip us apart at any moment, and like you're the one I think that's handling the gravity of the situation and feels it the most. Like, were you intentionally playing it like that, or like?
Yeah, so that's how I auditioned for it, and I just kept it going on the shoot. And honestly, like, I think that was my first like film that I'd ever been on, and it was such a safe space to just play and have fun, because like I forgot how long the shoot was, but it was many weeks, and it felt like Dylan was such a great director who would like, he would give notes to each of us, but then let us play, and I just felt like we quickly vibed, the cast and the crew, and I never felt like I was making any poor choices. So I kind of just did what I felt like was right for the character, and had a lot of fun doing it.
Do you get any say in like wardrobe or anything like that? Because I was like watching it and I'm like, I don't I was like, I don't know what Bridget's like because everyone else kind of has like kind of a sense of like, you have your scientist style, da, da, da. I didn't know what they were going for with your sense of style, and I was very like confused by that, but it almost felt maybe intentional, and I was like, all right,
I had no say, but I think I was just like, cool, happy to be here. Got a wardrobe fitting. This is cool. Ugly outfit, but I'm down. Nose ring makes no sense. Let's go.
yeah, because like it's never brought up or anything, but I was just like, all right, like I guess we're just rolling with this.
Yeah.
So I mentioned you had really great chemistry with Shelley. The head of this company, it's actually really funny because the plot to grow human organs, the plot of the last Jurassic Park that just came out this year, is that they're trying to get dinosaur DNA to help cure heart disease. And I was like, oh my god, you kind of beat them to this like 7 years earlier. So
so funny.
So I'm just saying, like, for everyone who wants to, like, as much shit as you're giving this, you're basically you basically have the plot of these movies that are making $1 billion. So
Yeah.
like, so is it really any worse than
Right, exactly.
than what they're doing? What was this? Is there a scene that you remember in particular shooting, like that you have like a fun memory with?
Yeah, the death scene, I didn't realize how she can beat up. I think she can beat up from the Jurassic World cast. Who does? Oh, Chris Pratt for sure.
Oh yeah, you could kick his ass. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could kick his ass.
The death scene, when I died, there's a photo I remember in my brain of me lying on the ground and like 30 people surrounding me. And honestly, being in that movie gave me so much more respect for actors who are in these action films acting opposite nothing, because we had some animatronic or whatever you call it, like puppeted kind of monster dinosaurs, but there were definitely scenes where I'm just looking at a wall and I'm like, that's hard. It's hard to do that. But the death scene, I had so much fun. I remember that blood was disgusting. They were just pouring it all over me and I was lying on the ground, and just the amount of people involved to get the shot off. I was like, this is so cool. People don't realize like how many people are required to make this pretty stupid death happen.
So what's crazy is that you get blood on you really early on, like 20 minutes in, and you're just in blood like most of the movie. Like I was kind of surprised because I was like, okay, there will be some excuse to get her like like a wardrobe change or something like that, and I'm like, no, she's like covered in like so you're having to do all this while maintaining the gravity of what's what just occurred. Like, I know this is obviously insanity, but I was like, that's actually impressive that you're like maintaining this and doing all this while, I mean, I can't imagine that's comfortable to wear for.
I remember being cold and uncomfortable for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would track. And you get to kill someone in this.
Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've seen this movie. I'm like, did I really? Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, you killed the one scientist who had you at the billionaire who had you at knife point.
That's right. Him? Go me. Yeah.
See? Wow, why do I know your family?
I know. Like, go you. Dang.
Because like you beat him to death with like a flashlight. Like,
yeah. Oh, that's right. Wow.
Yeah. Like you legit like. Cause like he turned his back and then I saw you come back in the frame. I was like, oh shit. And then you just go like you bludgeon him. I was like, God damn. Like it was a pretty brutal, like, and you were getting your swings in. I was like, okay, Jen. Like
actually, I do remember shooting that because I remember, I had to like fake it and they were like, okay, right now it's looking a little weak, do it again. And then I'm like, does that look more powerful? And they're like, it still looks like you're just like having fun. So like a little more force,
But yeah, you like bludgeoned the shit out of him. I was like, oh wow, okay. Like I was not expecting that. So props on that. Who you didn't get a lot of scenes. So actually, you did get a couple scenes with Haley J. Williams, who I thought played such a great bitch. Like I was so happy she was as just straight up as evil she was, because I kept watching the movie. I'm like, are they gonna try to do a 180 with her? I'm like, no, she's straight up terrible the whole way through. There's a point where she straight up goes, stay in this room and we're gonna just leave you. And you're like, no, don't leave me. And she's like, oh no, it's fine. And she tells Diane like, oh yeah, we're not gonna go back for her. And I was just like, oh my god, you and like, but I was like really having fun with the chemistry that y'all had. And I think you're the most sensible person in the movie, because everyone is kind of like, who has money invested in these dinosaurs, is like, we have to try to preserve them and save them. And you straight up, I have the quote here. Killed them all. I was like, yeah. Like,
so funny.
I was like, Bridget's right. You should kill all these fucking dinosaurs and not think twice about it. Yeah. Kill them, do it now. That's the exact quote. Let
them do it now.
Yeah, but I was like, yeah, no, she's 1,000% right. They need to fucking kill these things, because
that is so funny.
If you were writing Bridget, like, because you're a writer, I have to ask, what would be the biggest tweak that you would make to Bridget as a character?
Ooh, I think that these movies, Asylum is the production company, they keep the characters really one note. It's like, you are fitting in this box, you are fitting in this box. If I had the freedom to like change her, I think I'd make her more petty, maybe more fun, like more layers. Instead of being like, kill them now, I would bring a little more of my own shit into it, being like, are you guys fucking stupid? Do you want to die? Like, the fuck is wrong with you? Let's get the hell out of here. Kill them. Or I'm gonna feed you to them. Like, are you out of your goddamn mind? I would make her a little more human versus this like kind of like woe is me girl. And the only research I did before this was watching some other Asylum movies, so I understood like what the tone of this genre is.
Fair, okay, because I do think you play it. I think you play it like how I would kind of be, because like there's some brutal deaths in here. There was I'm blanking on his name. I think it's Charles. I think it's Charles. Who kills one of the dinosaurs with like two electric drills, and I was like, oh my god, that, because he drills through their eyes. I was like, holy shit. Like, so like, and I was like amazed by that kill. Like, I remember I was like, oh wow, up half a star just off that alone. That fucking kicked ass. in terms of like the acting alongside like nothing, because I do think that's actually like something that, you know, I know a lot of times they'll use like a tennis ball or whatever. Like that's gotta be like that's gotta be a pain in the ass. Cause like is someone like it's gonna sound dumb, is someone like roaring off camera or something like that to
No.
give you, or is it just so it's just like that's the wall act? Is that
That's what I remember. I think like I'm trying to remember if they had like a tennis ball on like a C stand or something like that. But I think that was like the most for some scenes where I was just like, great, all right. I have to imagine that's a dino. And like it's not easy. I'm sure on like bigger budget films there's more to look at, I assume, but this was so low budget that they'd be like, all right, look right here, that's the dino, you know. And then if there's no eye, like if I'm running off of frame into the frame, I'm like, wait, which dot on the wall am I supposed to look at? Like, I don't know.
fair? So okay, last thing I'll say about before we get to a grade. I will say the fact that one person only made it to the end. I did laugh really. I did laugh really hard at that. Oh, Josh, don't make me try to present a picture right now. You just if you just Google Triassic World, it will like you'll see the main like dinosaur pop up. But goddamn, now I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I like the fact that only one person made it to the. Oh, her dog. Oh yeah, is your dog right there?
Oh yeah, this is one of them, Coda, my little psycho.
Such a cutie. I am really happy only one person made it to the end. I think that's fair. I honestly thought it was going to be you. I thought you were going to make it to the end because I thought that Diana's want to save the dinosaurs. I thought like one of them would eventually just like eat her, and then you'd be this like broken intern having to start counseling the next week because of everything that you went through.
Yeah.
And that's what I was hoping. That was the ending I was hoping for. Alas, we didn't get that. Would you do another one of these? Like if they were like, we're doing, I don't know, like Triassic World 2, which if y'all need like someone to be in Triassic World 2, I am so game to be in Triassic World 2.
Hilarious. Honestly, like, why not? It's funny. I'm like, I draw the line at verticals, but this was so much fun. I had such a great onset experience that I would do it again. I would do it again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it was so much fun. And I think that like this industry, sometimes you get so caught up in like booking the big things. And I'm like, when you're up and coming, the most you're going to book at the start is like a 1-word thing on a TV show. And I'm like, I had way more to do and say in this piece of shit movie. So as long as I'm having fun, yeah.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
I want to see Hunter in the movie and be the first person to die. Wow, that's
the last person to die.
Yeah, thanks for that, Dick. So as far as a letter grade, I honestly went back and forth on this because I was like, this is kind of a perfect like movie to watch. Like, watch it at home, like I did. Have a joint, have a drink, and laugh your ass off. Because I had fun watching this. I'm such an asshole. I can't remember the director's name. I literally interviewed a director who did the Jurassic Games,
cool.
Which is very much in this vein where I was like, oh, it's like there's Iron Man power-ups and there's like hover bikes. So I was like, fuck yeah, this is like I want like give me more shit like this. I had fun with this and I laughed really hard. Like there's like between your kill and between a couple of the kills in here, the one female doctor in here, she gets killed in such a brutal way that I was like, holy shit, because she's like walking down the hallway and she's like, yeah, we need to go this way, and then she just turns and then dino, and I cheered so loud. I was like, yes, dino kill. So I had fun with this. So on Letterboxd, pardon me, when I do letterboxes later, I'd go like 2.5 stars. I had fun with this. So I'd go like C. I think it's a good C. Stream it at home, have fun with it. I think you gave it like 2 stars on Letterboxd.
Which I think is generous.
Boo, boo. So what would you go letter grade then?
D minus.
Oh,
Experience was an A. Experience was an A. I like I said, I think that booking that was like a wake up call to me of like, whoa, I can succeed on my own. I can book things, and like it was a really nice experience meeting all these new people. We all believed in each other. It just felt like such a nice, really fun set, because if you're on some heavy movie doing some really deep, meaningful thing, I'm sure that there are some emotions that get involved. Like even on Trust, I had a good time, but I was stressed. This, I think we knew we were making something that meant so little. We were like, let's have the most fun. And it was just such a great experience.
Fair. But you can stream that on Tubi right now. So watch for yourself. I would say watch it. And Jennifer is fun in it, and I had fun with it. Thank you so much for being on again, Jen. I just adore talking to you, and thanks for putting up with my random, like, you need to watch this and you need to watch it.
I love it. Right back at you.
Thanks for entertaining me. I appreciate you. Before I let you go, can you please tell people where they can find you on socials, where they can watch all your stuff? If you could please inform the people.
Yes, you can find me everywhere at jhunterreelpineapple. And if you want to watch my film, it's called Trust. Search Trust and Jennifer Levinson. It's free, streaming on a few different platforms. And yeah, that's the tea.
And please follow her on Threads. Like I cannot stress enough. Like, I feel the way about you on Threads. I kind of felt like oh god, what am I blank? The girl from Shameless, Emily Rossum, I think of it. Yeah. Like I feel like that way about you, Burning Men, that I feel about watching her on Twitter. When I had Twitter, just check people, and it's whenever I see one of your comments, I always laugh. So thank you for the consistent laughs and your continuous wit. I can't wait to see what you do next, because I know you've got some films in the works, so we will definitely have you back on. But Jen, seriously, pleasure as always. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you.
Right back at you. This was so fun, and I'll try to tune in live to watch yours and Heston's.
I appreciate it. That's going to be in about 45 minutes. So I'm literally going to go grab coffee and get ready for that. But
awesome.
But everyone, seriously, you can check out my review of Trust and our original interview on all the channels where I am. Just search Real Pineapple. But again, Jennifer, thank you so much, and yeah, we'll have you on soon again. Thanks again.
Awesome. You're the best.